Hey, my name is Laurin Floyd Turner, and this is Lyric in Motion. Welcome to Lyric in Motion. We have such a treat for you today. Here at the beautiful East Iris Studios in Nashville. Welcome, Gracie Carol.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm so good.
I'm so happy to have you here.
Thank you.
I just want to start off by hearing a little bit about you so our audience can get to know you a little better.
Yeah, so I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio. I grew up listening to country music. I like music has been such a huge part of my life in general. I think the very first time I heard it, just as a little baby, I knew I wanted to be a singer. I was like, that is amazing. I love the way I feel when I listen to this. Let's do it. And it just turned out really great. My parents were huge on country music, and they loved Nashville. So anytime that we would go on vacations and stuff, we would always travel to Nashville from Ohio on any vacation. And we'd go with them because, first of all, we had nobody to watch us. And so we would always just go on every single vacation that they had. And because of that, I fell in love with country music. I fell in love with the creativeness of it. We would go down on Broadway and watch all the bands in the windows. I don't even know. And then growing up, I did musical theater. Yeah. I would do live shows at amusement parks. I would sing, dance, entertain there. I also played a bunch of sports and stuff growing up, so I always had that power and oomph in me and wanted to always play the hardcore stuff when I did that. But I ended up choosing music instead when I got into high school. And because of that, all of my love for country music and the aspect of songwriting and just what it had, I actually ended up moving to Nashville right out of high school in 2015. And I never looked back, ever. So that's how I got my start.
Did I hear that you are a triplet?
I'm a triplet.
I think that's so cool.
I'm a triplet.
Did all of your family sing, and did you sing with your sisters?
Gosh, yeah. So, great question. Kind of. So, growing up, I just love my family. We all did our own thing. They all wanted to do their thing. We all, since we were born at the same time, my sisters and I, we all found our thing and we went with it. So if I was singing, I didn't want my sisters to sing. If one was playing guitar, I couldn't play guitar, which is also why I don't play guitar, because they play guitar. So we did that, and growing up with them, it was weird because we had to find our own path. But they also really did love to sing as well. So one of my sisters actually, I think we were 11 or 12, we realized we could harmonize pretty well. And she already started playing guitar. And I was writing songs. So we just got together and we were like, why don't we just create a duo out of it? And ever since then, we went around our town in Cincinnati, and we would just play little coffee shops together, play Taylor Swift cover songs. And
love it.
We started doing that since. But other than that, we're not musical at all.
Really?
I just love music, and I made them just go along with the flow. And I told them I would move to Nashville when I was young, ever since I was a little girl. They never believed me, but I said I was going to do it. And I'm doing it.
And you're here.
Yeah.
You're doing it.
Yeah, but they're all doing their own thing too, which is very cool.
Oh, that's so cool. It's kind of like those, what we used to call blood harmonies, when your family gets together and you just kind of.
Yes, 3 times harmony was actually our license plate on our car when we bought it.
There you go.
Yeah.
And also did you do Idol?
I did. That's a fun story.
That is a fun little fact that I didn't even know.
This is kind of crazy. I'm not going to lie to you right now. I don't talk about myself that much. So this is kind of fun.
Good.
Yes, I did. I did Idol. So when I was doing the amusement park stuff.
Yeah.
I got hired actually because they were doing a country show at the amusement park. It was called Coney Island Amusement Park in Cincinnati. Mm-hmm. And I was fresh. I was 15. I wasn't even 16 yet. I was like, I really want to do this. I didn't have a job yet. This was the very first thing I ever thought about doing. And long story short, I got it. I played in all the shows that summer. It was a country show called Country Nights, I believe, which is funny. And I ended up learning a whole bunch just from that job. I did it for 3 years. Even after moving to Nashville, I ended up traveling every single weekend from Nashville to Cincinnati so I could go back and play in those shows and then come back here and do the music stuff, which was pretty cool. So I'm getting to Idol. Because I did Coney Island, so right next to Coney Island is a huge arena where so many artists and local talent and big people go to tour there. Yeah. It's called Riverfront Stage. Yeah. And Keith Urban happened to be playing that year with his new album that he had out at that time. It was 2014, so I believe it was the Raise 'Em Up album. Okay. Mm-hmm. And during that summer, that show, he was going around looking for somebody to sing with on his tour, because I think he had a song with Miranda Lambert called We Were Us. Yeah. During that album. Uh-huh. And in our country show, I was singing that song. So I was like, you guys, we have to audition. Like, it would be so cool to sing with Keith Urban. We're already playing it in our show.
Everything's aligning now.
It is. So. And they did not want to do it. Okay. They were so scared. So I fully was just like, all right, well, I'll do it. So I sent in a little video. I put it in. It was to our local radio station. And Keith Urban, I kid you not, I did not send in that submission until 2:00 in the morning, the day before it was due, whereas like everyone else had already sent everything in. And not even 2 days later, I got a call from Keith Urban. What? Saying he saw my video. And
hello, right?
No, I was like, what? And he wanted me to come join him on stage in Cincinnati. So it was like the next day, and I had to prepare. And I mean, it was easy because I was already doing it all summer. But it really showed me that there is something higher and bigger in this world. And if you want to go for your dreams, like if you keep moving and going for it, they will happen, because that was the day that showed me my future.
Wow. That's so cool, because I think we all can relate to moments like that. I mean, especially in entertainment, it is true that you just have to keep going.
Exactly.
And you have all these little, times in between that go, that moment was because of this moment, right? Gosh, that kind of makes me want to ask you then, from that moment, it sounds like you just went, I'm going into music. I'm going to start writing. I'm going to pursue this.
I had no other path. So like I said before, I was doing sports. I actually almost went to college to play softball at Louisville. Okay. In Kentucky.
Awesome.
But because of those moments that I knew my purpose in my life, like these things were just coming to me, and I've always loved singing with a passion. I knew like entertaining was just something that was around the corner, and I should keep going, because sports are entertaining. Yeah. You're basically an entertainer being an athlete. Exactly.
Yes,
you are. It's like, what do I want to do? It's like, do I want to be on a field or do I want to be on a stage? And I've kind of like still found ways to do both, with like national anthem singing and like different ways to like beat around those things. So it's been cool like putting all that together.
I love that.
Yes.
Okay, so I have been, following you on Insta, because that's what I do, and I hear great singers and great music that I can relate to. And I know you think of yourself as country pop, kind of pop country. Give me a little insight of what's been going on the past several years with your music.
Oh my gosh, I will.
What you're writing.
Okay. First, I do want to say, because I didn't touch on that, Keith Urban was a judge on American Idol. So he invited me to audition after that. That's how I got on
it. See? Everything just led right to those moments.
It did.
Yeah.
So it was perfect. And I moved here right after that. So it was great. Okay, ask me that one more time.
Yeah, I was just thinking about what, in the last several years, obviously you've just put everything into making your music, songwriting, and I know that you had said that you did the downtown thing. In Nashville, man, you can play all night long without breaks. It's a great training ground, right?
Yes.
But I was saying that I, really resonated with a lot of the songs. You're kind of country pop,
Yes.
And just tell me a little bit about what you've been writing.
I would love to. I'll kind of give you a little story on how I've been releasing my stuff as well, too. Mm-hmm. So when I moved to Nashville, I started going to school at Belmont.
Okay.
I went there for 4 years. I studied music business. I was a voice major. Yeah.
Okay. So you have a degree?
I have a degree in music and music business.
Awesome.
So we're a college.
Yes.
we got it all.
Squeezed that in.
We did.
While you're doing music. Yeah.
So while I was doing that, that's where I was kind of learning how to co-write with people and get in the industry and meet more connections and try to see who my people are, which when you come into town, that is like the thing that is hard to do, but very necessary because you won't get anywhere unless you meet people.
Exactly.
And that's with
connections,
any
right?
industry too.
Yeah.
So when I was in college, I started doing that. But my very first thing that I wanted to do as a music artist was release a song that I wrote in my teenage years by myself that just came from my heart. And I knew that, like, this could be it. This is my debut.
Yeah.
And so I did that. That song was called Living on the Moon.
Oh, cool.
It's just all about, like, one day, like, you'll get your fantasy life if you keep just fighting for it and keep going. Like, the moon, that piece of the moon will just always be with you.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. And so from there, that was 2018. I ended up releasing my own debut EP. I had 5 songs on there. That was called Daydreams. After that, I worked on the cruise ship for a little bit. I actually released that while I was on the cruise ship. And I had like music videos lined up and was posting like those while I was there. And that was difficult too because there wasn't Wi-Fi.
Right.
So I was trying to figure that out,
internet.
which we can talk more on.
Yeah.
But then when I got back from there, because that was after COVID, that's when I really was like, okay, I wrote a bunch of songs on this cruise ship while I was like waiting because it was during COVID.
And you had a lot of time.
I had a lot of time on there. I got back and I went hardcore. I moved back to Nashville. I got all these people from LA to fly out to make this music video for me. I got dancers. I created choreography. It was for a song called 3 Minutes. I had a actual music video. I lined it up with like a director. We had scenes. I was acting in it. And then I created a different part of it. It was a dance music video where I learned choreography. I had 2 dancers behind me. And we did film stuff with that. So if you guys go look on YouTube, you can see like the difference of what creativity I like to bring with my artistry just from those songs. And then after that, I released a couple more singles. But I think I realized that, this is the part of the industry where people really want to see authenticity and vulnerability and your unique self and not what other people are doing. And so I really dove deep down into that and kind of got into, well, my life has been a struggle and all anybody ever looks for is a story. And truly, like,
stories.
We all have that. We all are creating our story. So why not just tell everybody what I've already been through?
Yeah.
And that's what I've been writing about for the past 4 years now with my medical EP that I've been doing.
Well, that leads me when you say medical EP, because I think you do have a story behind, especially some of your recent songs. And I want you to share your story with your heart.
Oh my gosh. And that's huge because I'm such a lover girl too. So I think it's like fully amazing that God was even like, here you go. You're going to have a heart condition. but also love everyone ever in the world. So I was like, great, thank you.
It's going to make you stay positive, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So actually, that also was a huge, big decision on if I was going to continue with music or sports too, because the reason why I guess I was so like staminate on, I probably did everything I possibly could. Like I was in every club in high school. I was like student council executive board, drama club vice principal, like so many things I possibly could do. But it was because I never knew if I had the next day. And I might choke up talking about that. But like when you live a life that you just don't know if you're going to be here tomorrow. You just want to love everyone as much as you can. And like the love that I have and the love that I know that like there's so much in this world. And even though there's so much negativity, I think that that was a huge lesson for me, that I could be that person to help bring some positivity, love, kindness into this crazy world. And if I can do that with my music, then that is the best goal, love, light answer that I could ever get.
Gosh.
So
I love that. I mean, you know, music's so healing. And just share with our audience what your heart condition. You got diagnosed with the heart condition. I got diagnosed
at 3 years old with SVT and WPW, which is supraventricular tachycardia and Wolff-Parkinson-White syndrome, which means I have a rapid heart condition that they're kind of like episodes. They'll get triggered.
Okay.
By like lightning, it's like frequencies, it's like different. Like if I were to get electrocuted, it would not be okay for me. Wow. I would go into like a shock. And the Wolff-Parkinson-White part of it is actually there's a pathway in my heart. There's an extra passageway. And the blood flow goes through it sometimes, and it gets confused, and it'll go the opposite way. And so I always tell people I literally beat to my own drum because my heart beats very differently than the normal person.
Wow.
Yeah, which is very cool. But that's exactly why I made all of the decisions that I have leading up to this day. That's why I picked music and not the sports route because, well, first of all, when I would play sports, I'd have episodes and then have to sit out and like still keep going. And then there will be times where I was performing on stage and I'd have an episode, but I would still continue to perform. It wouldn't be good, but I'd still go. And then I'd have to sit down for a second and refigure out like my body until it's okay, that I'm all right. Then it would stop and then I'd still go. So actually, once I met you guys with the cruise ship. So I met Laurin through Matt Davenport Productions.
Yeah.
I went to go audition for the General Jackson.
Right.
This was after college. This was as I was releasing my debut EP. I just got news from my doctor, as this was 2019, that it was getting worse, my condition. And if I don't get surgery now, we need to do it now. And
wow. See, I don't think I realized that back then.
You guys were a
hiring
blessing.
You for a cruise ship venture.
Yeah,
Wow.
It was.
Yeah.
You were such a blessing. You guys like truly turned my life around to be able to, I think, even be here today with you.
Wow.
So I got the surgery, and literally, Laurin, right after I woke up. By the way, I was dating somebody after high school. We started dating until all the way up until then, until 2019. And when I woke up from that, my surgery after having it, I said, I need to break up with my boyfriend. And I was
you had some clarity about
I did.
Your heart and its condition.
I was like, he's not for me.
Crazy.
And we were looking at rings. We were looking at houses. I almost got married to him. But we broke up. I moved to work on the cruise ship. He actually wouldn't let me go on the cruise ship, which is why I was like, all right, we're done. This is a dream.
Right.
So, I ended up being able to do all of that because I got the surgery for my heart condition.
I'm just sitting here going, there's so many things out of our control. I mean, obviously we have things that we can do, like audition for things and make sure that we figure out a path to get us to another place. But sometimes physically, it's like the doctor said, you need to go and have this done right now. But the positivity that you have taken with this, I think that's the medicine. I mean, we have to think about forward. We're still living. We're still breathing. I'm going to make music. I want to do this so bad that I've got to just get my head wrapped around how do I keep going. And I just really commend you on that. I mean, because it's really hard to stay positive when we're going through struggles and through hard times. That's just, we're all human. We're all going to have some form of that. So it's so awesome to hear your story about that. And you're doing well now.
Oh, I'm so good.
See?
Thank you.
And, it's, I keep calling it Heart Condition because that's the song that really resonated with me. I mean, you have, like you said, you have a whole medical kind of album that I didn't realize. Let's say I'd kind of forgotten because you don't ever talk about really your that. And you've just really gotten so far above those struggles with that. And I remember going, I really like this song, Heart Condition, Heart Condition. And so the fun thing about this whole podcast, not only getting to know artists like yourself, but the twist is that I'm really putting the lyric in motion with dancers, right? So the song that really resonated to do that was Heart Condition.
Wow.
So, I got a choreographer named Natalie Dela Cruz, and she has choreographed Heart Condition for you.
Oh my God.
She chose to use 3 dancers. They're so great. Mee Lim, Brighton Wright, and Madison, Fendley, Harvey. And we want to show you what was choreographed to your song.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So here's your lyrics coming to life.
Okay, you're showing right now?
We're going to show it right now.
Since I was young, yeah, I've been feeling the symptoms. It's in my blood, it's an irregular rhythm. Different pattern, different type. No matter how hard I try, I got a thing for a mile wide outside, let me leave red flag type. I swear I'm off on a new pair of lost cause, blue eyes in the same night. Soon as they get my heartbeat skipping, I know it's just a time bomb to get. Saying goodbye every time must be my heart condition.
Oh my gosh! That was so good. Oh my goodness. Wow. The shots, that got me.
Yeah.
The different shots and the angles.
The angles.
Oh my gosh. No,
Well, I know that you had not seen it all put together, but you did have an advantage, which most of our artists have not. You kind of got a sneak peek yesterday, just a little bit. But I'm really anxious to know, emotionally, how did it hit you, seeing it with movement?
Oh, that's such a great question. So I will say when I saw it in person,
Yeah.
compared to seeing it just now, wow. So when I saw it in person, it was more of, oh my gosh, they're right here doing it in front of me. These are my eyeballs. I have to look at everything. What am I going to miss? Type of thing.
Yeah.
And it just happened so quickly, you know? Seeing it with Marco's camera style and his angles and the different cuts was really cool. And especially the roses. Oh my God. The way that you started with the videoing and him handing the roses to the girls, so cool. Because I just saw him just hand it to her, you know? But you captured that moment. And that's exactly how the song feels too. I'm shaking. It's so good. Wow.
I remember that you said something very interesting about the rose.
Yeah.
Which the choreographer, Natalie, would not have known this, which I'm excited, our viewers will end up getting her take on what she came up with when she heard the song, which is what we really want you to feel, because everybody's, when you write a song, sometimes you have a different take. We don't know your story. When a choreographer puts dancers to the movement, it sometimes becomes a totally different vibe. So I'm really excited for you to hear Natalie's version of how she came up with it. But you mentioned that a rose was one of your favorite flowers.
Roses are my favorite flowers.
Yeah.
Yes. So that was perfect. It's like she knew.
Was that a surprise to you, though?
Yes.
For someone to use, like, as we would say, a prop?
Oh, my gosh,
in the dance?
Yeah. Well, and then, roses are... What's funny, too, like, it's a Valentine's Day thing. And the song actually came out on Valentine's Day this year, too. It's a purpose.
Oh, there you go.
It's so purposeful.
There you go.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay. Awesome.
And it's very cool. You mentioned how Natalie saw it as well. Even hearing like how she views it as well. Like it's different seeing it that way and seeing how she creatively put the dance together, because lyrically when I'm writing the song, I'm thinking about, okay, like this is what I went through when I was a kid. I've always felt this way. Like, how do I tell the viewers, like, this is me?
Yeah.
Whereas I love Natalie's take on it, because she was like, this is like, here, this is a Valentine's like gift for you, or this is a heartbreak that another one has happened. Oh, it's getting taken away, and that's so cool, because that is exactly what I'm saying, but it's in a different sense where other people who are listening can take that and realize like, oh, there's way more things that we can put together with this song. So it's beautiful.
It's just like, every song's going to just hit somebody differently. That's the beauty of it.
Yes.
Right? We all interpret it a different way.
Lyric and motion.
With a different emotion.
Yeah.
Right. Awesome. I'm so glad that we got a chance to do that for you and to show you that.
Thank you so much.
I want to know a little bit more before we kind of wrap things up. One thing I was really intrigued about is you said you have a fashion line. I'm all into that. I want to hear more about that. What are you doing?
And actually, this is one of the pieces I'm wearing right now.
Love
it's a little set. We're creating a new collection currently this week. We're actually getting ready to launch it. So be on the lookout. It'll probably be out by now.
You got your shoes sparkling.
But yes, we got my shoes, and it was pretty cool because I met this boutique owner. It's with Apricot Lane Boutique.
Okay.
Mostly in Illinois right now, but we're looking to expand hopefully soon. But I met her when I was playing on Broadway after the cruise ship stuff. This was when I was like, all right, guys, like, I got my heart surgery done. My heart's healed. Like, I'm going to play as many shows as I can. Killed myself down there. But I did. But I met her down there, and that's one of the people that, like, you never know who you're going to meet.
You never know.
You never know where it can take you, because once I met her, this is my third collection with her that we've done.
Awesome.
So we've taken each the past years. The first collection we did was on stage and off stage. Last year we did the collection on stage, and I did a tour last year. So she came to every tour and had a pop up with all of my collection pieces at every show. So cool! It's so awesome. And so this year I'm mostly in the studio working on new songs, and these are like my in the studio pieces for this collection. So yeah, please go check it out.
I'm going to check it out, and I want to wear some things and promote it on the podcast. Oh gosh. Okay. You've got to tell us, you've got new music coming out.
I got new music. It's not coming out yet, but we're in the studio working on it. I'm really excited. I'm actually going in at the end of this month to finish up my next single.
Awesome.
And then I'll keep you guys in the loop. I got a couple shows coming up all the time, so just be on the lookout and
give us all
me.
your socials.
Yes, please follow me at the Gracie Carol on all social media platforms. You can find me on all streaming platforms as well under Gracie Carol. Please give me a follow. They love the follows, so go check it
out. Is there anything else you want our audience to know about you? I'm just having a great time talking with you, and
Thank
I'm
you.
so glad that you are, one of the first few episodes that we're shooting of Lyric Emotion, and I just
you.
thank you so much
No, you're
for being a part of
welcome.
it. I know that you're going to be dancing and singing because you've got the little movement in your body, and I get so excited when people want to put the two together.
Same.
So is there anything else you want to share?
I think that's it. I just want to say thank you so much for believing in me and believing in yourself and thinking that all these people who you've met in the past couple years could come together and create such a beautiful podcast and a community like this that showcases dancers, singers, people who are just in the creative entertainment industry. It's so beautiful, and I'm very proud of you watching you come from even when I met you to now. It's so cool, and thank you. Thank you for believing in this.
Thank you, Gracie. Thank you. And okay, I'm going to end every Lyric Emotion. I'm just going to ask you, what kind of move can you give me? Now, I know that everybody that performs has one move, whether they stand there and snap their fingers, whether they run across the stage like a Garth Brooks.
I love.
I just want you to, if you can share just some kind of movement.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah. What you got for me?
So I don't know. I used to do, when I played Broadway, I used to do I would do hits.
Hits?
On
Accents, we love that.
Yeah. On random notes. So before he cheats, maybe I would always do something that would go, I dug my key into the side of his pretty little souped up 4-wheel drive. Or something like that. Do, do, do. I always end with a point.
Okay. So you're the end with a point.
Yeah,
Gracie
exactly
Carol
like that.
It's going to end with a point. So you guys, check her out. She is amazingly talented, but she's a really great person too. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Since I was young, yeah, I've been feeling the symptoms. It's in my blood, it's an